Boom, what up? Hip Hop Heist. Third person charged in 2002 killing of hip hop pioneer Jam Master Jay. The indictment of Jay Bryant, 49, was filed nearly 3 years after two other men in the fatal shooting. Alright, so we know that Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, uh, Jason Mizell, yeah, he was gunned down, I believe, in the studio. It had to be like 30 years ago. Oh no, 21 years ago. Boom. But yeah, let's check it out. This is the article too by Tim Stello. Man, I don't know how many of y'all remember Run DMC, but you know they was in the 80s, man. Hip hop in the 80s. So yeah, let's get to the article, man. Hope you guys are having a nice day. A third person has been indicted in the killing of Run DMC Jam Master Jay, more than 2 decades after he was found fatally shot in his New York studio. Nearly 3 years after two men were charged in the crime. Okay, so yeah, it was inside his New York studio, and two men were charged in the crime 3 years ago. Jay Bryant, 49, was charged with the murder of Jam Master Jay, whose real name was Jason Mizell, while engaged in narcotics trafficking, according to superseding indictment filed in federal court in New York's Eastern District. Bryant, who also faces a firearms charge, is being held on unrelated federal drug charges and is expected to be arraigned later. In a detention memo, the prosecutor's office said, so yeah, Brian is already actually in. He's already in jail already on some other shit, and then now he about to be in there for this shit. So, in a detention memo, the prosecutor's office said Brian was observed entering the DJ's Queens recording studio immediately before the shooting on October 20th, 2002. A piece of clothing left at the scene contained his DNA. Damn. So 21 years later, they found you, bud. Come on, man. Stop the killing. They said it was over a drug deal. We don't know what happened. It says one of the shots struck an unidentified person in the leg. The memo says after Mizell was hit in the head, Bryant, Jordan, and a third person fled, the memo said. One of the shots struck an unidentified person in the leg. Said Washington, who was accused of pointing a gun at someone inside the studio and ordering the person to lie on the floor, was indicted on the same charges as Bryant. Jordan was charged with those crimes and others, including multiple counts of cocaine distribution. Oh, so damn, was Jam Master Jay buying a bunch of blow? Holy shit. In the detention memo, prosecutors argued that Bryant should remain behind bars while awaiting trial because he's a flight risk and poses a danger to the community. The memo points to previous drug charges, apparent multiple aliases, and a statement Bryant is said to have made to authorities suggesting he would flee to Cuba if he were released. So yeah, he's trying to get on that boat. Trying to get on that boat to Cuba. I was in jail. I was in county jail with this dude. They called him Cuba. And he ended up. They had a fucking ping pong table, and they had a ping pong tournament. I played in the tournament too, but I think. Oh, he ended up winning. I want to say. He beat me for sure, but the homie, yeah. I don't know where he was in there for just driving a truck full of something. I think it was marijuana, just marijuana. He was driving the truck, but back in the day, man, Cuba, yeah, he was playing ping pong. Then the Asian fucking or Filipino, I'm telling you, This motherfucker just. Oh, he actually held the paddle. He held the paddle a different way. Like the paddle's like. Yeah, he doing it. You know what I mean? Instead of we going like this, flipping the wrist, this motherfucker's hitting it like. So, yeah, that's a little backstory. Oh, damn it. That's a little backstory about Cuba. Mr. Bryant will be pleading not guilty, attorney Cesar De Castro said in an email, securing an indictment in a large secret grand jury. Applying an extremely low burden of proof is one thing. Proving it at a trial is another matter. So, Jordan Washington pleaded not guilty in a sworn statement. Washington previously said Mizell was a childhood friend, and he described the detective investigating the case as hostile. Well, that's the article. Shout out CBS for that. Tim Stello and Alec Hernandez for that great article. Man, without you, I can't be me. Without me, I can't be me. Or something. We out, man. Have a good day. Third person has been indicted for the killing of Run DMC Jam Master Jay more than 2 decades ago. So, let's talk about it. We out here. Peace.